thought I was gonna sneeze. Never mind. Welcome back. We are in a new location, if you couldn't tell. I'm just gonna go through the books that I brought with me, because I always bring too many. And I'm holding a microphone now. I had it for my last video. I had it just like sitting next to the camera. But it ended up being really quiet. $20 off of Amazon. So it's obviously not gonna be the best thing ever created, but it's okay. We're learning. So let's just go. So first off, we have all the books that I planned for my January TBR. I also have Study and Drowning around here somewhere. I'm reading it right now, so that's why I don't have it. If you want a more in-depth look at these, you can watch my last video. Shameless plug. I have The Harp and the Ravenvine, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherland, Chain of Thorns, Little Women, How the Bible Came to Be. Yeah, not much to that. Hopefully I get through all of these in January. Um, but we'll see. Okay, next up we have the first two books in the Lady Trent series by Marie Brennan. I've had my eye on these for like maybe 2 years now. I saw someone read them and I was like, those sound so good. So I got the first two for Christmas and they're way shorter than I thought they would be for some reason. Basically, it's about this lady who like studies dragons. She's like a woman, so that's not allowed, I guess. So it's just about that. So yeah, so I'm excited for those. Next we have the Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. I bought this. I bought this like low key, might be 3 or 4 years at this point. Whenever it was really big on, I guess Book Talk technically. I don't have TikTok, but it was on Instagram, so I saw it. I just thought everyone liked it, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Started it. It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be, so I just haven't picked it up since. But being older and now knowing what it actually is, I think I will like it more. I also was just starting to read like YA and adult books when I first picked it up, and I was just like, what the heck is happening? This is probably not a book to start with for that transition, but there's just some secret school club society thing. It's like dark academia, I guess. I don't know. But we'll see. Okay. Next we have I'm gonna butcher this. The Jasad Air by Sarah Hashim. I don't know. Yeah, this is one of the biggest fantasy books out right now. Royal family gets murdered. Um, there's massacre. Da 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 da. I don't know. I saw someone that I follow. I don't remember who it was. I think it was multiple people, but we have very similar taste in books, and I'm like, well, if she likes it, I will probably like it. Um, so I'm excited to read this at some point. The cover is very cool. Next, we have the first three. Well, I don't know. Depends where you put the prequel. The first chronological. No, three of the Throne of Glass books because I've been meaning to reread them. Basically since I finished reading them through the first time, I just brought the first three. My favorite is either Heir of Fire or Queen of Shadows, but I didn't bring Queen of Shadows because I had to show self control. Then we have Red City by Marie Lu. There's like political and magic and stuff like that. I don't know because I haven't read it, but I love her books. I really liked Legend. I liked, oh gosh, is it Sky Striker? I don't know what I'm thinking of. I really liked both of those. I think there was another one that I read, um, but I think this is either her first young adult. No, I think this is her first adult book. So it sounds very fun. I think it's going to be a series, but the first book just came out. So there's that. Next, we have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This is a prequel to the Divine Rivals duology, which, if you know me, those are some of my favorite books of all time. I'm actually a decent way through it. Um, I I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. The plot, it's so slow. It's so slow. Her ideas are really cool. I love the world obviously, but just the plot and we're just not moving along like how we did in some of her other books. So yeah, it kind of feels like when you're starting a book and it's like the beginning and you're just waiting for like the plot to get going. That's how it's felt for this long, which is so sad because I really want to like it. Um, she's one of my favorite authors, but this one just is not. It's not hitting. So that is sad. But we have that. I want to try and get. I want to finish it in the near future. Um, check that off. So yeah. Okay, and then I mentioned in my last video when I went through my goals, I wanted to read more classics. So one of the ones that I brought that might fall. We have A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I have so many of his books that I just haven't read. Um, but this was like one of the ones people always talk about and say is so good. That I haven't read. Um, yeah. So there's that. I've had this for an embarrassingly long amount of time. There's like knitting on it. I think I've started this actually. Let me back up. I think I've tried to start it a couple times, and I was like, What are we doing right now?" Yeah, I low key don't know what it's about. I just know there's two cities. I think someone dies, but I don't know the context for any of that. I think is it the French Revolution or is that another book? Or that's Les Mis. I don't know. I'll find out, I guess. And then I brought two. I'm not gonna go home until like April for Easter. Bring enough for the time you over till March. Another option I have is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, um, which apparently they're turning into a smutty romance movie, question mark, even though that's not the genre at all, but of course that's what they're doing. So I'm gonna read that. Because, we gotta protect actual literature, guys. So that'll be fun. I think I got this for my birthday. I actually don't remember. But yeah, we love the penguin. We love the penguin classics. I'm obsessed with them. I want all of them. As I also mentioned in my last video, I want to read more nonfiction. So again, I picked two for February and March. But one that I have is A Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. Um, basically, this journalist who's an atheist went through and like talked to a bunch of Christian experts on a wide variety of things. Basically, like proving that Christianity is legit. That's very loud. I should have shut the window. Yeah, so it's like his journey, what he's learned. Um, I had to read, I think I had to read A Case for the Creator for one of my classes. And I really enjoyed that. I liked how he set it up. Um, and just how straightforward all of it is. So I'm excited for this. Don't know when we'll get to it, but I have it here. And then for the other nonfiction pick, I have this little tiny book called Let Me Be a Woman by Elizabeth Elliot. From what I've heard, at least, it um, is about like biblical femininity and being a woman and what that looks like. Obviously, it's a little bit old, so I don't know how outdated it will be, if at all. Although it's the Bible, so it probably isn't. I read a biography about her, I think 2 years ago, and I just love her story and her journey and her faith. So I wanted to pick up one of her books, and there are workers in the hallway, and it's freaking me out. Next, we have Beartown by Frederick Bachman. This is a very random pick for me. I low-key don't know why I have it, but it sounds good. Basically, it's about, are we in Canada? I don't know. We're somewhere cold. There's like hockey things, but it's basically about this town that's like falling apart, except for the hockey team, I guess, is really good. But I've heard a lot of people say it's sad, so I'm scared to read it, but I also really want to read it. And I think there's a series. He also wrote A Man Called Ove. Oh, he's from Sweden. Interesting. Yeah, there's that. Um, and then for another historical whatever, we have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I think its sequel, and Four Winds are the last of her books that are like the big ones everyone's talked about that I read. Basically, this is about two women growing up in the Pacific Northwest. It's like in the 70s. It was just about like their friendship, them growing up together and being besties. And I guess there's a Netflix original series, according to this, according to this sticker that I can't take off. If I ever become president, I'm gonna ban permanent stickers on books. That'll be my first. That would be my first order of business. Is banning those. So, next we have the Wolf Den by Elodie Harper. Um, this is like ancient Greece. Basically this girl, her dad was super successful. And then her dad dies. I think it's them escaping. Oh, it's a trilogy. Oh, they're in Pompeii. Oh dear. It sounds very heavy, but I'm excited to read it. Um, yeah. Also, I low key bought it for the cover because the cover's cool. Next, we have Wondersmith: The Calling of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is the second book in the Morgan Crow series. I read the first book, loved it, thought it was great. Actually, no, I read it from the library. The library didn't have the sequel. It had the third book, but not the sequel. A couple years later, it was like, oh wait, I have money. I can just buy the books. So, they're on thrift books for very cheap if anyone's interested. Basically, this girl has like is cursed, but not actually, but she is, and then goes to this magical, wonderful world, and it's so fun. Anyway, moving on. And then finally, we have Fire by Kristen Cashore. This is the sequel to a book called Graceling, that I really liked. There's newer covers out that are gorgeous, and I want those instead of these, but I got them off thrift books, so I have the old covers, which is fine. But if I had buy the rest of the books, I probably will buy them new because I like the new covers more. Yeah, basically she just has powers, and people are trying to not let her be powerful. And she's like, I'm gonna do it anyway. Be Real just went off. That's kind of all I have for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about any of the books that I showed, you can feel free to comment them. If you want book reviews and other fun book-y content, you can find me on Instagram at averysbookshelves. But yeah, let me know if I should read any of these soon. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you when I see you. Peace out, Girl Scouts. I don't know how to end things. Anyway, bye.